Well, I'm very excited to be here with you. When I spoke to Alexis the other day and invited me out, I was very happy because as a Telstra user, I use your products and services every day. And in the past few years, I've travelled on more than 60 international flights around the world. I've never missed a call. I've never missed a sale because I've had the plan that Alexis provided me. So we had met on Facebook. We connected on the 2nd of August in 2016. That was the first time we connected. And at that stage, my mobile phone plan wasn't what I wanted. And I'd been doing a Facebook Live and talking about, different types of things. And Alexis reached out and he said, do you know you can do this with a mobile phone plan? But being ignorant, because we don't know what we don't know, I had no idea. But the fact that he actually reached out to me and made some suggestions, I thought it was fantastic. So only a couple of weeks after that, I'd signed up for a new iPhone 7 and a plan that cost me $225 every single month since then. So thank you so much. I'm still paying. But it was great because we don't know what we don't know. And it's impossible to know everything. And this is the importance about emotional intelligence. So you're very important people. Without you, we wouldn't have home delivered pizzas. We'd be walking down to the old telephones on the corner at 2 a.m. in the morning to call our boyfriends and our girlfriends, and we wouldn't be able to have FaceApp and look 50 years older than we are. So thanks to you, you're very important people. In my research, and you will know your numbers better, but according to Deloitte in 2018, 89% of Australians had a mobile phone. So we're more connected today than we ever have been. People's lives are connected via the phone. I live in Taiwan. My business operates in Australia, and for 3 weeks at a time, I don't get to see my family. And the only thing that keeps us connected is the data. So I get to see my family grow, where 50 years ago, maybe for some of your parents who came to Australia, they didn't see their families for 5, 6, maybe 10 years. So what you do is very important. So thanks for having me here today. We're going to learn about emotional intelligence. There's 7 basic needs of every single human. And these are hardwired into all of us. And they've been inside of us for more than 6,000 years. And the more that we know about human behaviour, the more we can help them purchase the right products and continue buying from you long term. So there's 7 basic needs of all humans. All humans are lazy, greedy, ambitious, selfish, vain, ignorant, and they're also impatient. And these 7 things exist in every single man and woman, in every single culture, in every place of the world. And we're going to know how to leverage this in our communication. So humans are lazy. Laziness actually increases the amount of life that we have available for other things. Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. There you go. Sorry, your name?
Chris.
Chris. Nice to meet you. There you go, mate. I'll shake your hand as well. Oh, that hand's cold. So laziness is a good thing. Who drives? Okay. Do you have cruise control in your car?
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
I cruised from Melbourne to Sydney. It was awesome.
Yeah. So laziness creates all this technology. It's like those phones years ago that you'd stick your finger in the middle and turn and turn and turn. But we're lazy, so we want things that are easier. And with technology, it just gives us more time to do other things in our life. So when people come in, everybody's lazy. Also, everybody's also greedy. Every normal person prefers more to less throughout their lives. Have you run out of data on your phone before? You want more, don't you? Everybody wants more. Everybody loves something that's better, cheaper, faster and easier. And if we think about these things when they come in, we can start to find better solutions for people. People are also ambitious. Everybody wants to improve their situation. When Alexis called me, he said, Daniel, I see you travelling around the world. Have you considered this plan? And I had no idea. At that stage, I had 2 phones on 2 different contracts, one for Taiwan and one for Australia. But he showed me the plan. He said, Daniel, you could be calling Australia at any time on this and it won't cost you any extra money. So for 3 years, I've been calling from Taiwan non-stop and my bill every month is $225. But previously I'd have a Taiwanese phone, then I'd have a Skype account. And my bills were probably maybe $400 or $500 a month. But then when I went to the UK, I'd have to start all over again. And my bill would even go higher. So these things are very important for everybody. People are also selfish. Everything you do is to increase your happiness and decrease stress. People have a problem, and it could be their phone. I've got a BlackBerry. I bought it in 2010, and I thought maybe it still works. I put a SIM card in it the other day, but it works on the 2G network. So I'm selfish. This phone doesn't work. I don't want to share a phone with somebody else, so I've got to find a new way to communicate. But I want something for myself. Do you want to share your phone with your parents? Do you want them looking through your photos?
No. Rather than not do that.
Yeah. So we're selfish. We've got to have something for ourselves. We're also vain. We're also concerned what other people think about us. I know my mobile phone at the moment has a crack in the screen. And I went to the Apple shop and I said, can you replace this? And they said, yeah, it'll be about $700. But I've been to multiple clients and they look at my phone, they go, your phone's cracked. And it's embarrassing because it makes me look poor. The fact is, I know there's a new iPhone coming out, I'm just waiting. But people look at it and they pass judgment. Have you noticed that before? It's like when your cover gets old, you want to change it. So we're also very vain. So when people come in and they look at these products, they're also vain. They want the latest thing because it makes them look good. Think about these people who camp out at the Apple store overnight just to get that first phone. That's all for vanity. They want to look good. And whatever they do makes them happy. Nothing better than having a new phone. How happy are your clients? Big smiles on their faces?
Yeah.
100%. People are also impatient. They want instant gratification. And you know the difference between an iPhone 7, which I have in my pocket, and the iPhone, what do you got now? iPhone XS. It might only be a couple of seconds load difference, but it makes a big difference in your life, isn't it? You're sitting there on the iPhone 7 waiting for things to load, then you try the new one, and we're impatient. So saving seconds is important to people. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's like a great way to sell phones. They don't think it's bad until they see the new one.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, damn, that is slow.
Yeah, I love my phone, but I hate it because I've used an iPhone 11. I used my brother's the other day.
Yeah, you need an upgrade, man. That's iPhone 7 with a cracked screen.
I'm waiting for my brother to resell me, sign me up, 225 again.
Months ago, man.
Yeah, we don't do cracked screens.
So these are 7 basic needs. Everybody's lazy, everybody's greedy, everybody's ambitious, everybody's selfish, everybody's vain, everybody's ignorant. And ignorance is we don't know what we don't know. And it's like Alexis. When he called me and said, Andrew, do you know you can do this? I had no idea. But within minutes, I was signed up to the program. And I've been on ever since. So it's only one new idea that can change the way somebody does business. And I've never missed a call. I've always got data around the world, and it really transformed my business. And $225 a month is a very good investment, not to lose a customer or not to miss a customer. Now, customers, they also want 4 things. When you make your customers the central focus of your attention, you'll discover better, cheaper, easier and faster ways to satisfy them. And they'll reward you by coming back over and over again. My phone's out of contract, but it's so good, the plan, that I don't want to change it. So I'm just coming back every month. Telstra just direct debits that account every single month because it's the best that's available for me, all things considered. But I'm sure you're going to update me soon, and then what I'll do is I'll upgrade again.
Doesn't exist.
Well, I'm not going to change. I'll just keep paying. So people want things that are better. What do your clients say is better about your offer? We've got to understand what our clients think, and then we can use third-party validation. Cheaper. How is your product or service cheaper, all things considered? If I miss one telephone call, I may miss a $2,500 or a $25,000 job. Easier. What difference does your product or service make in their life? How are these services easier? We just got NBN connected to our home, and now we've got unlimited internet. Previously, we had one of these Wi-Fi dongles, and it would run out every 30 or 35 gigabytes, which lasts about maybe 2 days if you're lucky. And then finally, people want things that are faster. So we've got to think in terms of how is our product and service faster. So with these things in mind, if you'd like to flip over the page, there's a couple of action exercises, and I know that you've got somebody coming in at 5:30. I would just want you to think about how you can serve your customers more effectively. So what we have is we have the E factor, and the E factor is expedience. So knowing that customers are lazy, how could your offer improve the amount of life available for clients to do other things? So what do you specialise in? Knowing that people are lazy, how does your offer improve their life? How do they have more time for other things? Even when we say your offer, it's not just your products, but it's your service and even your location here in Carnes Hill. Time is the most precious commodity. We can always get more money, but all of us are running out of time. We don't know when our time's up, so we've got to make the most of it. And you know what it's like when you're driving and the person in front of you is doing 65 in a 70 zone. Does that make you upset? You drive out on this side of the road and you look out the window, then you drive over the other side.
Yeah.
So you know that the difference of 5 kilometres an hour is not going to make a whole difference in your life, but those minutes add up, don't they? When I was working with Emirates Airline, if that aircraft is at the gate and it's delayed, the fine for Emirates Airline is $2,000 per minute. $2,000 per minute. So when they PA your name in the airport, please come to the aircraft now, it costs them a lot of money. So time is money in people's minds. And so when you waste their time, they feel that you're also wasting their money. So the faster you can serve them, get them in, get them out, they get to go do other things. I know there's a Royal Commission on at the moment, and my mum has spent probably 18 hours on the phone. Now she's retired, but that's 18 hours she can't have with her grandchildren. So anything you can do faster and you take that pain away from your clients, they'll be blown away. Ladies, laziness. How can you help your clients spend more time in another area of their life? Nothing worse than you go into a shop and they say, Inshallah, we can get this plan for you. And Inshallah, 1 month later, they say, Bukra, Inshallah, come back tomorrow, God willing. No, we want it now, don't we? We've got to do it right now. So even how we perceive time here in Australia is different how we perceive time in the Middle East. In the Middle East, we have what's called Arabic time. And Arabs live 2 weeks into the future and 2 weeks into the past. And they say, Inshallah, the same with the South Americans, where they say, Tamanya, like tomorrow, we'll get it done. But here in Australia, we operate by the clock. 9 o'clock, we go. 5 o'clock, we finish and we go home. Well, we should.
On occasion.
Can't still works.
Hopefully. We'll say the government at least.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Now everybody's greedy, so how could you present your offer so that the customer gets more for less? So if you ask a child, would you like some candy, you ask them 1 piece or 2, the child will also always say, give me 2 pieces. We always want more for less. It's like data. We want more data for a cheaper price. So how can you present your offers to get more for less? So if you've got a pen there, just write down fear of loss. One of the greatest human drivers is the fear of loss. And your parents have done this to you all your life. If you don't clean your room, I'm going to take your toys off you. And you say, yeah, sure, mum. And then what happens? You push your mum and she takes it away. Then after that, you get a grounding. So there's also in business is a cost of inaction, COIA, and it's a cost of inaction. What's it going to cost you if you miss out on this? So you might go down there, you're going to get signed up with Optus, save $10. What if you miss 1 sale worth 10 grand? How much did it actually really cost you? That phone plan cost you $10,000. And people have to weigh this up in their mind. It's like you've got these scales in your mind. $10 cheaper, but a $10,000 loss. It tips the scales. And people will have to calibrate this internally. So fear of loss is huge. You know, if you haven't, so I always double check my car door. I lock it once, I walk about 5 metres away and I go, let me check it again. So I don't want to lose anything out of my car. Nothing worse than having something stolen or taken away. So in a prison system, the greatest punishment in prison is solitary confinement. And that's when you're in full isolation. That's the greatest human punishment. And if you've ever had no service on your phone and you can't connect with somebody, is that frustrating? It's really walk around like this, like as if it's going to make a difference by holding it up higher in the air. So these things are all in the human psyche. Now, everybody's ambitious. So how does your offer improve the customer situation? What about in a business context? How can your offer improve a business situation?
Well, I feel like that's what we were.
So everybody's also selfish. So how does your offer increase happiness or decrease stress? So, when somebody gets a new device, how does this increase their happiness or reduce their stress? One of the things that's happening today is that we live in a very high-tech world. This is a tech place, but we're craving for human touch. So when people come in and talk to you, they could have been isolated. Think about some of these older retired people. There's no interaction in the workforce anymore. Their children have grown up and moved on, and they're lonely. And so when they come in here, they're also looking for a relationship. And like Alexa said before, it might only be 2 minutes, but it's probably 2 minutes that they haven't had. And if you give them just that little bit of attention, we have what's called the Law of Reciprocity. And it comes from the Bible, is if you make me feel good, I want to make you feel good. And how do they do that? They buy your products and services. And people crave significance. They crave for somebody to look at them and say, hello, how are you? And if you give them that, they'll be grateful for it, because they're not going to get it anywhere else. Were you guys born outside of Australia at all?
Yeah.
Okay. How different is Australia compared to other countries? We're a very individualist society, but in the Middle Eastern society and the Asian societies, you go for dinner and you don't eat alone. You eat with the family, the cousins. Even if you're at a restaurant, when I used to live in Dubai, there could be 50 seats in a restaurant. I'm sitting here by myself. You'll walk in and you'll sit beside me, because nobody wants to eat alone, but you begin a conversation.
Sounds like a nightmare. I just want to eat alone, man.
Like my wife, she's Taiwanese, and my daughter, they came to Australia and we lived in Parramatta, and they were so lonely because there was just no noise in the house. Normally you'd be surrounded by 20 or 30 family members. So Australia's a lonely place, but if you give them that little bit of time, they'll be forever grateful. Okay, impatient. What can you start doing to serve your clients' need for speed? So everybody's impatient. What can you do to help them with that need for speed?
I think that's...
People, they make decisions in their left brain, but they listen to information and they have facts and figures that go in the left brain, but they make decisions in the right brain. And whenever you can tell a story like that to highlight a problem or a goal, people go, wow, that's me. And they associate into the story. And we call that story selling. And the more stories you can tell your clients like this, the more they get it. And the decision's made in the right brain, which is the emotional brain. So people are 100% emotional. Tell them stories. Facts and figures, they help you, but it's the story that sells. So I know that you're very busy people. I appreciate that you've had me here this morning, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you, my pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.